The cold air in the executive conference room seemed to instantly flash freeze the blood in my veins. I had just closed the most passionate pitch of my career, the authentic success marketing concept I'd spent sleepless nights perfecting. Vincent, my boss and former mentor, offered no praise. He just leaned back in his Italian leather chair, tapping a gold Mont Blanc pen against his polished teeth. His gaze, usually flattering, was utterly condescending. "It's a lovely idea, Sophia," he drawled, his voice carrying an unmistakable, deliberate cruelty. "But you'll never sell it. Honestly, you're just too ordinary, too forgettable to be the face of anything successful." The words were a physical punch to the chest, silencing the professional hum in the room. I felt the heat of public shaming flood my face, instantly transforming my professional pride into raw, burning fury. "My name is Sophia King. I'm a marketing strategist, and in that agonizing moment, I understood the depth of the betrayal. Vincent wasn't just rejecting my concept, he was rejecting me, personally and professionally. I'd staked my reputation on this pitch, and the critical success bonus was desperately needed to pay off the accumulating medical debt on my widowed mother's house. Vincent knew my financial vulnerability. My hands, resting on the mahogany table, clenched into white-knuckled fists, a silent explosion of rage that only I could feel. Vincent quickly wrapped up the meeting, dismissing my detailed work with a flick of his hand. "We need high gloss," he lectured the room, never looking at me. "We need aspiration. Sophia, hand this concept over to flashy colleague. Maybe he can give it some sparkle." The colleague, who had less than half my experience, grinned triumphantly. I realized that my value, my intellect, my dedication, was zero to Vincent because I didn't fit his superficial, image-obsessed mold. I didn't argue, plead, or cry. I simply stood, collected my meticulously organized notes, and gave Vincent a small, cold, professional nod that hid the seismic shift happening inside me. As I walked out, I didn't go to my cubicle. I walked straight out of the building. He thinks I'm ordinary. I'll show him that ordinary is the most powerful weapon in modern marketing. I didn't resign immediately. The next day, I performed my administrative duties with icy perfection. My brain was entirely focused on Viridian Labs, Vincent's direct competitor, the company everyone viewed as struggling due to their sterile, impersonal branding. My revenge would be strategic, not emotional. My off-the-clock research confirmed that Viridian Labs was bleeding market share precisely because they lacked a human element. They needed trust, relatability, and authenticity, the core of my rejected authentic success campaign. Vincent's hubris made them my target. I prepared a single intense package for Viridian Labs' head of marketing, Miss Albright. Inside was a brilliant, concise analysis of their failure and a proposal for their success. The crucial element, I included a professional headshot of myself and a personal testimonial. I offered myself as the prototype, the intelligent, relatable, and trustworthy face of their new campaign. Ms. Albright called immediately. She saw the genius in the ordinary concept. We met in a quiet, neutral space. The contract was signed, a massive retainer for consulting, a large fee for my appearance, and a strict, ironclad NDA prohibiting me from ever revealing the details to my current firm. My life's work was now legally aligned against my oppressor. I was now working 2 full-time jobs, but the energy was different. By night, I was collaborating with Viridian's creative team. My face was being studied, lit, and filmed. I wasn't being polished into someone I wasn't. I was being amplified. My internal thought was constant. Every flash of the camera is a rejection of Vincent's insult. For 2 months, I maintained the dual life. I watched Vincent obsess over superficial details while I quietly guided a multi-million-dollar campaign that featured my face. The day the first run of billboards went to print, I submitted my 2-sentence resignation letter. I left my keys and walked out, never looking back. As I was leaving, I saw a printed memo on a colleague's desk. Flashy colleague was officially promoted to lead my old team. The reason? Vincent needed someone with proven market appeal. The final piece of his overconfidence was in place. I didn't lose weight or change my hair color, but the change was undeniable. The confidence of the Viridian Labs team, who valued my look for its honesty, made me carry myself differently. My ordinary look was now a strategic, powerful statement. My new contract provided me with a generous advance that instantly solidified my mother's financial safety. I paid off the most urgent debts. The money wasn't petty revenge. It was the reclaiming of my family's security that Vincent had tried to threaten. Viridian Labs launched a quiet, strategic teaser campaign, a stylized shot of my eyes, focused and intelligent, with the tagline, "The face you can trust." My former colleagues were immediately buzzing. recognizing the eyes of their old, quiet co-worker everywhere. The full campaign went live at midnight. I woke up to a flood of texts. My face, the too ordinary face, was splashed across every major digital platform, print ad, and, most importantly, on the sides of city buses that drove right past Vincent's downtown office. The message was clear: I was the competition. A former colleague sent me a photo, a colossal digital billboard across from Vincent's office, featuring my face and the Viridian Labs logo. The email simply said, "Vincent just threw his laptop through the wall. The humiliation was public, inescapable, and instantaneous." Ms. Albright called ecstatic. Viridian Labs was seeing an unprecedented spike in organic traffic and sales leads. The campaign's authenticity was hitting a massive nerve. The ordinary face was generating extraordinary market value. I learned that Vincent's new aspirational campaign had immediately failed, hemorrhaging client capital. His biggest client, a cornerstone of his firm's income, was now threatening to pull their multi-year contract due to the disastrous market performance. His arrogance was costing him everything. My phone buzzed with an unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. Vincent's voice, usually so smooth and controlled, was thick with panic and desperation. "Sophia, this is ridiculous. This is a deliberate conflict. Call me back. We can fix this. I'll give you double. You can be the face of our campaign. Just pull this one." A major industry blog published a devastating piece: "Is the ordinary strategist the new king of marketing? How one dismissed employee upended a rival firm." The article quoted Vincent's exact too ordinary line, making him a villain and me a hero. I met with Miss Albright one last time. I pitched her a long-term partnership, not just campaigns, but a permanent strategic role where my input was valued above all. I didn't ask for a salary. I asked for a percentage of all future market share growth. The industry news was confirmed. Vincent lost the cornerstone client. His company faced a massive restructuring, a direct result of his personal arrogance, overriding sound strategy. He lost his reputation and the financial security he valued above all else. He lost because he couldn't see value unless it mirrored his own inflated ego. I signed the partnership agreement. I was now a part owner of Viridian Labs' future success. The first thing I did was send the final certified check that paid off my mother's mortgage. The money was a symbol of security, earned through my own validated worth. The wound was healed not through revenge, but through undeniable success. I walked into my new office, a sleek corner suite at Viridian Labs. From the window, I could see the massive billboard with my face across the city. It wasn't about being a model, it was about the vindication of my intellect. He told me I was too ordinary. I became the face of a campaign that proved his entire business model was wrong. I never replied to Vincent's calls or texts. There was nothing left to say. He wanted sparkle, but he only got temporary shine. He told me I was too ordinary, but that ordinariness was my authenticity, my relatability, and ultimately my power. I didn't seek petty revenge. I demanded poetic justice. I didn't waste energy arguing. I channeled it into building a victory so massive he had to look at my face every single day as he watched his empire crumble. Final line: your greatest power is the authenticity they try to dismiss. When they tell you you're too ordinary, use that quiet intelligence to make your success unforgettable.